Yeah, this is my favorite thing about working in a small classroom. So it's almost as if each child has a tutor, but we still have group instruction. I think a small classroom allows us not only to do targeted academic learning, but it really allows us to deal with every child's social and emotional health. And so whether you have learning differences, or you have a child who's dealing with anxiety, or a child who's just out of sorts for the day, when you're in a small classroom like that, those issues quickly melt away. They feel safe, they feel secure, I'm able to meet their needs, and then really good learning happens. But when I think about doing my best job, what I think is, I am here to help every child be who they are. And that's what gets lost in a big space when kids are stressed and their needs aren't met. When I can meet the needs of my students, then I can help them be who they are, the best versions of themselves. And that is what excites me every single day. Or I'm like, oh, I need to get this for Juliet. I'm thinking about them all the time because I want to help them blossom into these amazing kids, and every teacher wants to do that, but when you have 10 kids, you get to do that. That's what's exciting. Right now we're doing a big poetry study, and this has been wonderful because each day the whole group learns about our poet of the day, and our whole group learns to write the same kind of poem. But every kid is going to meet that rubric where they are. So some kids I'm going to expect maybe cleaner spelling and grammar, and some kids I'm going to be helping them just with word recall and what a rhyme is. So every child's going to write a poem, say a triplet poem, but they're going to be wildly different. And here's something I really love. If I were working in a public school, I would have a rubric against which I would judge every single child's work, and that rubric would be the same. And I don't think that's fair. So I'm using 2 yardsticks when I'm looking at kids. I'm looking at that child against him or herself. Where's that child's individual improvement and hard work? And how can I validate and celebrate that? And then when I step back, I also think, well, where does this child fit in the group? And how can I help usher them along? Or how do I help enrich them if they're on the high end? But I never measure them just against one another or some random rubric that I don't think matters. Because I don't want to do this in a vacuum by myself. Every single time I've talked to another teacher at SchoolHouse or to my support staff like Laura or Jacob, I get a great idea. I like that support underneath. I need that as a teacher. I don't want to do, SchoolHouse handles all of that stuff to lift me up to do what I need to do, and then when I'm stuck, I have this great resource. And I think that's another thing that distinguishes a micro school from homeschooling. It puts that sweet spot between what we think of as a traditional school and a homeschool. It's that sweet spot in there that you have this small classroom with all this support but all of this individual attention. And to me, that's why this model really, really works.